forgot. What made me pick this pick? So I don't remember what I said on the last stream, but I was using a pick that got discontinued. So I've used pretty much every type of pick, style, shape, whatever kind of thing. Um, but like for a while I used the standard shape, right? And then I used the ones that almost look like tortilla chips, the big shield kind of ones. Um, and then I got introduced to the Jazz 3, not actually the Jazz 3, but the Tortex version of it. The green .88 by this guy, and I really liked them, mainly because of the point. There's a different tip on it, and so like on this, it's a little bit pointier. It's not as crazy as like there's what are called sharps. You know what? Let me grab one real quick. I'm surprised I found him that fast. So we have got, what's this? All right. So I brought over just like a regular kind of thick pick. Actually, one that came with my limitless cables. This is like the kind of traditional one. And this is actually probably about the same thickness. And then like this is the sharp that I was talking about. So this is actually the picks like Jeff Loomis gave me when I was on tour with him. That are kind of, Seth, do you have some of these too? I can't remember. But these are almost like a collector's item if you're a Neversmore fan, especially because it has the wrong signature on it. It's like it's his bass player's. But here, let's. God, I hate these. These picks are so. The fucking Loomis pick, right? Is it regular? Pretty thick one. Oh, listen to this. So like here, this is a perfect example of why I like the pick. Listen to this one. Now, if I get one that has more of the tip, right? You compare that to the. Back and forth, so I should call it out when I'm doing it right. So, Swiss pick, tip, regular, sharp, thicker regular. That's so like dead, right? When you have like, yeah, I'm trying as hard as I can to not pick harder. Trying. It's not super easy, but yeah, you can see like, let's say I was doing like strumming something. Here, let me just. I'll go through something else. So let's say we have like. Do you guys have a preference? I'm gonna just switch to a more normal kind of clean sound for a second. But do you want heavy sound? What do you want me to show you as? But here's like the Swiss pick. Let's get the. Yeah, this is I think the most different, right? You've got this. So this one is actually, if anyone from the Chicagoland area, I guarantee you've heard of this cover band, that Seventh Heaven group. Um, they play it at absolutely everything. Anyway, this is like a 2 millimeter sort of regular shaped pick, but you can hear it with any of the regular ones. Like I said, the Loomis ones are just fucking weird, but like the regular type pick. And what I mean by that is like, here, let me hold up. I'm gonna hold these up together so you can kind of see. Do you see the difference in the? Can you see the difference in that? This is really fucking weird to do. Like the difference in the tips, right? So when you have, you know, something like that one where it's rounded, that one's where it's pointier, or something like this, there's going to be different attack for sure. But these regular, oh, stupid dogs, the regular ones, there's a little bit more, or like anything that has a wider tip. There's some where they like the tip of the pick looks like, you know, like the back part, which is stupid. But that you have more friction. So the reason that I really like this point, that was a really long-winded answer for that, but the reason I really like the Jazz 3 style point is that there's less friction, and I like the sound of the attack. So when I'm playing through like, you know, all the fast stuff or whatever, it's that's a weird note. Just I just love the way that it feels. And if you're not familiar, the Jazz 3s, which I should have grabbed, but whatever, has that same tip, but they're smaller. So those were fine for me for a little bit, but I started playing live more, and I would just drop them all over the place. So I wanted something a little bit bigger. Ended up with the one that was discontinued, and I'm glad it was. These sound better than the picks I was using, honestly. Like just in general, there's more clarity to the attack, especially with this bright one. It seems like, but yeah, it's all a preference. You know what I mean? There's the guy from Queen, Brian May. He plays with like a coin instead of a pick. You know? Yeah, the pitch black. What do you punch a hole in it with? Just like a hole punch? I meant to ask you that. That's like I was testing the pick right there by playing legato. Fucking moron. Oh, Jesus. You file it back, huh? I know people that do that. For me, it never worked out quite right. I always ended up like the tip would be too different. So actually, the other thing I didn't even mention. So like I said, when they first sent me these picks to kind of test out the shape and stuff, these two, the bright one and then like the one that's a little bit less bright or whatever, they were, or I should say, they lasted longer than the other ones. The other ones, especially that, I think the material is called Ultex, which is kind of a cool material because as your hand warms up and you get sweaty, it almost gets stickier. But it wears down. Like I would use a pick, and in 30 minutes, I need a new one. Yeah, yeah. Some of those because the pitch black ones, right? They're Tortex, I believe. So I mean that makes sense that they would wear down a bit. But I love the sound of that. I'm actually like right now. Um, like the really, really bright one is a little different. So with the pitch black, like for Seth, this will make the most sense because he has both or has used both. The pitch black is closer to this one, the blue cheese, I think. And then the Rusty Cooley polycarbonate one, that's closer to like the traditional Jazz 3, like the red or black ones. Not the pitch black, but that sort of thing. Yeah, there's a lot, but it's I mean, it's like anything where it can get a little too extreme where people get really opinionated about stuff that doesn't really matter. um, use whatever you like. But like I said, I like these ones just because of the what they're made out of. Because they last a little bit longer. The point, and then the holes are just cool. You know, it's they add grip, but I don't really have a problem with the grip in general. I mean, I dropped the other ones, but that was a size thing. It wasn't the like the material. I don't feel like I would drop these even without the holes, but the holes make it much more secure. Like Seth said, he punches a hole in them. Um, excuse me. If you're using like a regular pick and you're having a hard time hanging onto it, which so, you know, sometimes like beginners do, you can take like a razor blade or something like that and like kind of cut like a crisscross pattern on this and give it some grip. I think that's what was that? I think that I learned that from what Dimebag. I think he used to cut a big X in his for grip. All right, so let's